This is the Trek Center, and our Newark Street Academy is housed here. I'm going to let them tell you what they do, all of the tentacles and the objectives and goals. But this is one of the mayor's initiatives that he started. The mayor has the Newark Street team, Newark Community Street team, and Newark Street Academy is his two initiatives under his office. But a part of the ecosystem equally, right? So we have our educational strategies in terms of public safety. We have to have mental health strategies. We have to have intervention, prevention, treatment. All of these pieces, right, makes up our ecosystem, but we ultimately always need our young people to be at the center. We talk about them without them, right? And so we wanted to make sure we weren't talking about them today without them, right? And so you get to hear from them, you get to ask them questions, and this is their space in real time. So we're not taking them out of their natural spaces to bring them anywhere, but you really get to see them, you know, in their natural spaces. This is mayors from all over the country who are here to see the work that you're doing. Right? Mayors, violence intervention programs, law enforcement, just different entities, because we're doing amazing work in the city, right? And they're here to see firsthand what we're doing, how we do it, who are the people who make up the work, and so y'all are at the center. We had Pittsburgh here a couple weeks ago, and they presented to Pittsburgh, and they were excited. So we certainly thought it not robbery for you all to be able to experience them today. So we have Ravid, Mitty, Murdoch is our person who he's a part of that original ecosystem we talked about, the people that laid the ground, that was out in the streets, that was rallying, protesting. How do you make an activist an employee? Right? Right.
How's it working out?
I'm gonna let him tell you. All of the staff, right, that teach them every day are those folks, right? Those are these are our credible messengers, our violence interrupters, our teachers, our activists, but they now run these programs. They are at the lead in that leadership. So you can see them. Thank you.
Thank you, Keisha. Everyone, I don't even know how to come behind Keisha. That was kind of strong, and I just want to thank you all for coming out. I'm happy to be part of the mayor's plan to help move forward, you know, just to disrupt them systems that's out there that's keeping the young people from progressing in life. So I'm the program coordinator of Newark Street Academy. I got my partner, Sakina Cotton, operations manager, full staff. We got Naya, Elevation, Shaq. See the name, Elevation, right? It's deep. Shaq, where's Mook, Jahar, Elevation. Some of them are not here now. They're actually working with the young people. But the program is designed for young people ages 16 to 24, dropped out of high school, not high school for like a year. Most of the schools have rejected them. They can't go back to the schools. It's just violence in the city and a lifestyle that was forced upon them, right? They was born into this. Just like I was born into it. That's Brian. They was born into this. So my job is to make sure that we disrupt them systems, right? The mayor usually tells us, like, you can't stop a moving train, you gotta slow it down first, right? And then once you slow it down, you come to a pause, you gotta go back in reverse, right? That's one of the hardest things to do in this culture, especially when there's young people losing their lives every single day. So I come from 2003 and 04, one of the original gang members in the city. We created a ceasefire agreement between the Bloods and the Crips. It was 150 on each side in 2004. And from that birthed so many different other programs, and I was grateful to be a part of that, especially Keisha was, you know, with us on the ground. So many others was with us on the ground. And I was just talking to my brother Lewis outside, and we was just looking at, you know, how hard it is, and then we looked at each other and realized we was the last two left, 150 on each side, right? So most of my friends are either dead or in jail, right? So I'm grateful to be here, because that means I was one of the chosen ones. The mayor always tells us, many are called, but few are chosen, right? So I'm not about to be long-winded, because this ain't about me, right? This is about the young people and what they learned at NSA and how they progress at NSA and the trials and tribulations that they go through and how they succeed in life. So I'm gonna turn the floor over to Sharonda. Where you at, baby girl?
Right here.
This is Sharonda, everyone.
Hello. Hey. I wasn't expecting this to go first, but I'm gonna just give y'all my spill. I mean, who haven't been in the deep, like, down? So of course I wasn't in school at all. Well, it was, but in and out. I didn't like what was going on. I didn't like how it was being taught. Like all of the education, I didn't like how it was being taught to me. So I stopped going to school. Then I dropped out. I was just running the streets until I turned like 18, and I was able to come to NSA by myself. So I signed my papers, I was happy, But I had got in here, and when I did, at first I wasn't really trying to be in here for real. I was just like, okay, this is something I'm gonna do to make me look presentable. Something I could do to make me look like I am doing something. And when I got in here, I felt so loved and so kept and stuff. So I just opened up all the way, like my heart, mind, soul, everything. Like, I love it here. I mean, it's everything I could actually ask for. Love, support, attention, a lot of stuff that I didn't have. So it's just like one day going from nothing and then going to I got everything, it's just a blessing. So, I mean, any questions?
I have a question. What did it look like when you say the love, and like what did you find inside the building? How did it,
Like, when you go into a facility, you won't get, oh, good morning, are you okay? Why your face like that? Is you fine? Knowing deep down, people really don't be caring. Like, you okay? You say, yeah, all right, and they walk off. But you okay? Yeah, you lying? Yeah, okay, come in. Like, it's not no, oh, she gonna be all right. She gonna want to open it. No, it's either you gonna open up now or we about to sit in here and have a conversation. You about to let everything out so that we could be good for the rest of the day and the rest of the months, the rest of the years, or however it go. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So opening arms is really, you can see when the arm is really open. Yeah. You can see when I'm really open. And yeah, they showed me that because I didn't even know the meaning of love. Like, but now I do. You feel me? Like, it's so cute. I love
We don't call them participants, they call each other sisters and brothers.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jameer. I want to get my spirit. I appreciate NSA a lot because when I first came to the school, it was like I was in like a dark place. Like I was stressed, I had a lot of stuff going on. And like Sharonda was saying, like when we get here every day, we have a circle, we check in, everybody give a spill, how they feel, how their day went, where they head at. And it's like the love and support real. Like in a regular school, most people go to school, they just go there to get their stuff done. But if we got problems, they help us get our personal stuff like done. They give us knowledge and service and everything. It's everything that we would want and so I appreciate it.
I have a question. What is knowledge itself?
What was your question?
What is knowledge itself?
Like,
My name's Joshua. Yeah. Well, what's your question? What is knowledge itself? Just basically knowing your worth, like knowing where you come from, what we went through to get to where we're at now. So it just makes you think about everything you're doing. But yeah, it's my turn. So I'm like,
Go ahead on.
like I said, my name's Joshua. I got referred to NSA through the hub, Archie Thomason. I went down in the Christian. Yeah, because I was. Well, basically, I was in school, but they kicked me out of school over an incident while I was like going through a lot of court. So I just stopped going to school altogether. They tried to put me on online school, but I got referred to NSA through the hub. And like, everything just changed for me after that. I was doing a lot of bad stuff. And then they just made me like get a whole different mindset. Like everything I was doing just showing me like that I wasn't supposed to be doing that. But what I got from NSA while I was here, it helped me get my permit. I had what's that called? My brother's keeper. I had met my brother's keeper, went down there to Trenton. I had fought for that bill to be passed for our dropout. Now I'm about to, well, I graduated from NSA, so I'm about to start going to like automotive school. So now it's like I've got a lot of connections doing NSA. That was just the main thing about the people I was meeting, how much they were doing. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Santi. Nice to meet y'all. So yeah, when I came to NSA, let me give y'all my spiel. Before I came to NSA, I was in school. I never left actually outside of school, but when I was in school, I was very bored and I was struggling. I was struggling with myself actually. They told us self-directed leadership, and that stuck with me because that's what I needed, but I never knew exactly what I needed or what I wanted. But I just knew it wasn't in the schools, it wasn't at home because I wasn't getting it, and I wasn't getting self-directed leadership from my household. Like I just seen everything that was wrong, and like the type of person I am, I call it out. And if I was calling it out, then I would get put down for it or whatever. So it's just like, I just don't want to be in school, so I'm just doing where it's at. Like, I was just telling everybody, I was going around the school telling the principals, yeah, I'm gonna drop out. And they're like, that's not cool. And I'm just like, it's not cool, but it's just not cool that I'm here and I'm not learning everything that I really need to know. They didn't teach me about credit. I was thinking about a lot of stuff that was gonna happen on the outside of me to get into my adult life. Like, it's just like, y'all not teaching me about my adult life. What do I need to learn? What is the next step that I'm gonna need to take after I graduate? I did not care about a high school diploma. Like, I would just let my parents know, like, I didn't care about a high school diploma, but I was fighting for it. And I just wasn't fighting for it for me. So it's just like, nah, I just had to fall back because that put on a lot of pain for me. It made me fall into depression. And I just started to realize a lot of stuff. And my friend actually put me on NSA. She was just constantly telling me, I've tried a lot of things. Job corps, on law school. She was just telling me, like, I'm telling you, NSA, they got me exactly what you're looking for. I don't want to just go to no school for no high school diploma. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't want to. She's like, that's not what they doing there. I'm telling you, they're not doing that. She's like, Santi, I promise you, I know you. She's like, what you looking for, everything that you need to learn about yourself, your faith, everything is here. And I'm like, okay. I called up. She gave me Shaq card. I called Shaq. Shaq. I'm like, this Newark Street Academy. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I wanted to come in for school. He was like, come on down. This the address for the room. I go down there. I was scared. I don't know what I'm walking into, but I was just scared. Like, I'm just thinking, you about to go in there with the same regular people, and they're not about to care for you about it. But I'm just like, all right, this is what I want. I'm gonna go do it. And I walked in the building. As soon as I walked in that little spot on Chadwick, I walked in there and everybody was just so greeting, and I'm heavy on energy, and like the energy was just so different. Like everything that I had going on outside just left. It just left. And I'm just like, wow. Like this right here, this is high value energy. And I'm so used to low vibrational energy. Bro, this is no. And my first core here, that building, I don't know, it was the best. Like, I just felt so much love. I got nurtured. I never had nurturing before. I never knew what it felt like to really have a mother's love. And Sai, Miss J, like, I first talked, I cried. Like, I bawled out. I really bawled out because when you're around people that have so much love and you never had love in your life and you're really looking for it, when you finally get that love and it's true, oh my goodness. And I'm not even crying because like, it hurt. I'm crying because I'm so happy. But and sisters, like, you see these people every day, we probably see each other walking down the street and probably mean mugged each other. But you come in this building right here, we got a bond that you can't even break that junk. You tell your family on the outside, know what you doing. No, this not that. This my brother, this my sister. No, whatever y'all got going on, cut it out.
That's right.
It's deep, all that. But yeah, it's love, it's support here. I just like
My name is Faison. How y'all doing? I was the type, I ain't like school. I wanted to be outside, chase money, stuff like that, right? But, like, so, running around, like, when I got into 9th grade year, freshman, it was cool. I was having fun. I was in high school. It's fun. It's cool. So, but I got around and got stuck to the wrong crowd. We got into fights, doing all type of stuff. So, but I still stayed in school though. I still was trying to push through and finish because I liked school. It was always good. But it was that wrong fight that got us put out. Like, get out. So, but it was to the point where I couldn't go to school district at all. But thanks to Mr. White, when he from Leaders for Life, he had it saved and he was like, you know what, come to my program. And like, I'm gonna keep you in the district so you don't have to go nowhere. You stay in the district, you keep going to school. So I'm like, cool. But I still was hard-headed. I'm still running around, going outside, not even going to school because it was close to my house. So like, you know what, I could just go there when I want. Go down the street to my friend's house, go be playing the game, I'm just doing what I wanted to do. But I'm so used to doing what I want to do. My father just let me run around. But when I thought about it, time was just flying. Like, remember, I was a freshman. By the time I looked up, I was 18. And I'm like, whoa, my brother is getting older. They only 4 years apart. He was already about to be in high school. So I'm like, man, I got to shake and bake. I got to do something. So I tried to go back. So, but Mr. White wasn't. He was being stern on me. Like, you know what? You ain't even coming. He wasn't coming. So I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to school. I'm ready to do this. Tried again, but it was that one thing I did that just messed me up. I was so stuck to making money outside. It was something so fast, so quick, and I'm young, so I never had no job. So I always was just so used to just quick money. So he put me out. He like, you know what? Get out. But there was a blessing because he never took me out of the system. So it never was like I was just out of school. It never was like, that's a blessing that I never had to take my parents through. Oh, you know, you're not in school, now I gotta go to court and all of this for you and stuff like that. So that was the good thing about it, but time was just going and going and going. But I'm gonna make my story shorter. I got kicked out being too hard-headed with my father. He just said, you know, I can't take your bull crap no more. And I met Mook at Leaders for Life one day. I didn't even want to be there that day. I was mad. I didn't even want to be in school. But I'm doing it just because I didn't want to keep going through the stuff I was going through at home. So I'm like, you know what, he signed me up for the paper, but I still was doing what I wanted to do. But one day I heard that they came to my house and I wasn't there. My father called me like, yeah, these people came, they looked real serious. They like, yeah, tell your son to meet them. They gave me an appointment. They're like, yeah, tell him to come down here so you can get him signed up in school or whatever. So I'm like, I ain't meet for that for me, but they kept calling. So I came down and Shaq saw me one day in the neighborhood. He like, yo, I'm like, I'm on you, little bro. Like, go to school, like, do what you gotta do. Like, you getting, like, this gonna be here. Like, this gonna forever be here. And it's crazy because to this day, they still there. So it's like, I don't wanna be like that. That's something I just don't wanna do. And my big brother Brian always told me, you never wanna lose your youth. And like, you're right, because every time I look up, time is just getting, it's flying, like, it's flying. I'm 23 now. So, I finally just said, you know what, I'm gonna buckle down and rock out with NSA, and they gave me the love that I needed because I was really running around looking for the love that I never had. Like, I got a mother and son, I got a big brother in Brian, I got Quill. He gave me motivation because he's younger than me, and he did everything I should have did. And I was around when he was around coming up. I used to be running around doing what I was doing, so that I had him doing He started doing it before he started the curse club. But I finally graduated. I got my diploma. And it's crazy that I got it because I always thought I couldn't do it. I did it. And that's a blessing. Thanks to Miss Jen. She stayed on me because I was slipping. I was going through death after death. That was bringing me down and down, but it made me stronger. I'm here today, and I can tell y'all my story. Thank you. Tell y'all. Thank you.
I know you guys don't have much time. We actually had a video that we wanted to share with you, but we could email it to you. Then we probably should. Oh, okay. You want to share the video? Okay. Yeah, we'll split up so they can watch it. I think it's only about 3 minutes, and then we'll just go into some program fundamentals that the kids, the young brothers and sisters can talk to you about. Oh yeah.
Put the video on. I just want to say, when I walked in here, like me and Malcolm, who's on my team, we were just impressed by the intentional love that went in putting this together. Because oftentimes youth centers for opportunity youth are the leftover furniture, the donated stuff, and that's, I don't know how it started, but the way y'all put it together, I was like, I would want to come in here, and I would feel invested in and loved in it. So you created a beautiful environment physically, but just importantly as with the staff and with the people here. So thank you for that.
It's actually under the guidance of Mayor Baraka. Before we can do any work with them, he makes us do mental wellness checks with the people that have to work with the young people. And so it's mandatory that we do a check-in. It's called a cipher, but we do a convocation with staff first to make sure we check in everybody's energy before we get with them, because they are good with energy. But he made that extremely important for every department to do wellness checks with the staff. Like, who's healing the healers is one of our brothers will always say. His name is Mark. And it was under the guidance of Director Yuri, where she taught us the love languages. And once we started doing social-emotional learning, so that's all we do, didactics all day. We didactic you all day. So when we started doing the social-emotional learning, and we started doing the didactics with the staff, then we would do role play, and we would actually bring the young people in. We actually started out in 2016 with just an outreach department. That's all we did was just go out in them. It's kind of like we don't need the outreach department because the young brothers and sisters are the outreach department. So the program speaks for itself. They're the ones that bring the students into the program. But Mayor Baraka told us all to go back. Each department go back and create your own playbook, right? And with the playbook, we have to sit and think about what are the things that, if it was us, we would want. But then we actually asked the young brothers and sisters, what is it that you want? And most of it was, as you could hear, the same thing is coming across the board, love. That's easy. That's easy. So we don't judge them how they look, and we don't judge them how they smell. We don't judge them with all that. We're going to be musty with you, right? Come get this love. And we do all of that, right? That's extremely important. And I believe it was Jaquil that actually talked about going from one organization to Hub, and they talk about My Brother's Keeper. That's extremely important here in our city, is that we have these relationships. And so when we see each other, Fee and Lynn and Keisha, we like, hey, like it's family. It's not this state organization, this theirs. No, we truly are. Like, we love Newark. we love Newark. So we're gonna always lead with love. That's how we lead in this. We lead in with love, right? But I'm sorry, so I'm gonna give it to the video.
Peace. My name is Ronald Brown from Newark Street Academy. I'm the program coordinator for Newark Street Academy. Street Academy was designed by the Honorable Ross Baraka in the city of Newark. This program was designed for young people ages 16 to 24 that's dropped out of high school.
to just get my diploma, but it's way more than that. Just to learn more about myself, knowledge of self, where I come from.
The program has a few different components. The first component is comprised of the three core values. The core values are knowledge of self, self-directed leadership, innovation, entrepreneurship. The knowledge of self component gives them the history of who they are. Self-directed leadership gives them a get up and go so that they know how to move around by themselves. Innovation, entrepreneurship is a component that teaches them how to be innovative and create for themselves. Entrepreneurship is to teach them how to be owners of whatever it is that they want to do.
My name is Ms. Shay. I'm one of the case managers here at North Street Academy, as well as the manager at North Street Academy. Our primary function, though, is giving them that emotional support and encouragement that they can, use to benefit them in their life, or that we all can use to benefit them in their life, and making sure that they have that family connection and that family structure. So it's all built on love here at NASA.
There's an academic component to the program also. We also lead with love, and when we lead with love, we lead with mentoring, we lead with family values. So the program is strictly for young people to be engaged on and engage them with the best components that we have as a family-oriented group. So we teach them about civics so that they learn and understand who runs the city, who they can go to, who's the mayor, who's the councilor, who's the councilwoman, the whole clergy.
And I say just lifts up your energy, give you a different feeling. You can be down, come in, and then somebody else's energy that's up, it just make you feel like, you know what, let me not keep getting down. That's what NSA do for me personally.
The staff and the environment is like a welcoming feeling. Like you feel like you home with your own family. It's a good environment to be around and not judged.
They on your butt. That's what I can say. You be better than what you are. So they help you a lot with everything, every point of your life.
Hi, my name is Anaya Kamsu. I am a former student here at NSA, and I'm now an employee here. You never know what people is going through, and when you come here at NSA, it's not your ordinary type of program. Like, you don't expect what you walk into. When I say that, you basically walk into a whole open arms of new family members. Like, if you with somebody looking for family that you can receive from home or love, everything, and NSA is like really the place for that. And it doesn't just like stop guiding you after you finish the program. They continue to guide you, continue to rock with you, continue to be there, and like it's just great vibes, great energy, and nothing but love and no judgments. Like,
The community activities, they be fun. You get to give back to people, homeless people, old people. One of the activities we did, we went to the old folks' home, we just played games with them, and it gave them like a better, they had a smile on their face. To see young people, interact with old people is good.
Dedication, discipline, sacrifice,
achievement. Proper education, always correct error.
Education is not about knowledge, it's about maturity. You learn to become an adult. Anytime you learn something, if it's not making you more mature, it ain't knowledge. It's information. Now you can get information all day. It's a beautiful program that's designed for young people to keep them in a better state of mind and condition within their hearts. So as we say at North Street Academy, word is bond and bond is life.
Knowledge of self, self-directed leadership, innovation, entrepreneurship.
And on the three, one.
Word is bond, bond is life.
Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you. I want to thank the mayor, Keisha, you, the director, Keisha, everybody that was involved. We really appreciate y'all. And if there's any questions anybody want to ask, we want to ask any questions.
I got a question. This is for, and y'all could, I don't care who answered it. If there's one thing you would want us to go back and tell folks about you all of this program, what is the one thing you want to leave us with?
Like, cool, look, I ain't get my speech, so look, the one thing I would love to tell you is just like a family, like for those who really out there struggling, thinking they can do it all on their own, it's the perfect place to come because you got like 10 support systems. So it's really a family here.
Well, y'all got an auntie in Philly.
Even I'm not talking about the staff, I'm talking about the students, like the people that came in with me, they really started helping me out because like, I was feeling like I was one of the slowest ones in here, man. Swear to God, they helped me get my grades up and everything. Like Minnie, I always tell him he like a big brother to me because he always giving me them talks. Like, if I had to recommend and then say to anybody, I'd tell them come on down. It's always the place to be.
Thank you. We got 2 hands here.
My question is really related to you guys in regards to after hours. When these doors close, what type of impact does NSA have in your life? Hold on, let Ron speak.
Somebody say it. These doors ain't this.
Peace. I say I be coming to school like early. We come at like 9, but sometimes I be want to come 20 minutes before, just chill, or stay like 3 hours late. But it ain't never, the doors never close. It's just open. I just say it's real love. So like when you do get it, it's just like you can't miss this opportunity. So it's just like they always gonna be here. So you just can't miss it.
He gave me the watered down part, right? He called me every morning, 4 in the morning. I can't sleep. I'm like, bro, I'm asleep.
Y'all just gotta come back because y'all ain't got enough time. So 3 cohorts, and this gonna be my last one.
Not trying to, close us up, but when we say our doors are never closed, like that's literal. This weekend I decided I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna enjoy myself, and Saturday I found myself out minding my business and I'm texting a participant about fractions and algebra. As I'm out, like this is the conversation we having at 9 o'clock at night, but that feeling of not being there, not responding, not showing up. When we said this is what we do, that is the worst feeling. So if I have to take the 15 minutes out my Saturday night, I can replace this night, but I can't replace it. You reached out to me and I chose not to respond. That's what we can't replace. So when we say this is 24/7, great.
Oh, I was just going to see if the young people will agree or disagree with me. I don't expect you to know Maslow's theory of hierarchy and man's 5 basic needs, but the one that I used to use as an example or a recruitment tool for gain is giving you a sense of belonging to something that, whether negative or positive, it gives you or it fulfills the need of wanting to be a part of some kind of family. Ever felt that? Ever looked for that?
Hi, my name's Serena. I feel as though whether you came with negative or positivity to NSA, they accepted you to the world. Like, when I came to NSA, it was like an opportunity given to me. It wasn't more so a choice. And
me being to multiple schools, I wanted to turn it down. But Miss J was like, I don't care what nobody talking about. Like, I want to hear what she got to say. So it was like she wants to hear me out for me, and me being able to have somebody look at me like that after everything I done did was like, it's either you gonna change for yourself or nobody. So, yeah, peace.
Peace.
No, go right ahead. I have a practical question. How is this funded? Where does this program live in your budget?
It's a state after school grant.
Okay.
So it's earmarked, so we have an earmark program from the state, the government earmarks money to make sure it's good.
Right, several programs. So when we're down in Trenton and we're fighting, we are fighting to make sure NSA is funded and several other organizations. So NSA receives a dollar amount every year to allow students between 16 and 24 to get their diploma through their program.
Okay.
So it's an appropriation from the
state,
education.
Right, and they receive a bi-weekly stipend.
Yeah.
We get, I'm sorry. Yes. Oh, the student.
Yes.
They receive a bi-weekly stipend. The grant sometimes can be $1 million to up to $500,000. So it runs for 18 months. We do 4 cohorts, 20 weeks with 25 participants. We give them minimum wage now. Before when we started, they was $7.50, but they actually earned a minimum wage of up to $12.50 an hour. If they obtain their high school diploma within the 20 weeks of the program, we give them an extra $600 incentive bonus for the graduation. So the grant is broke down to academics. We have because we're not an accredited school, we have to have an MOU with an accredited school, which is Leaders for Life. So their stipend comes out of there. The staff, the trips. Our biggest budget is what? Food. Right, so they keep because we don't know how our baby's been last night. We don't know what's going on. So our biggest budget is food. And of course, with the knowledge itself, we the mayor makes sure that we do trips that's outside of Newark, so they get to experience Washington, Baltimore, and all these places, so that they can be part of this history that they're making. But I can do a breakdown of that and email it to you. Okay. That would be perfect.
No, she answered my question.
First of all, just, there's no words to express all of you. I see myself in all of you. You're all beautiful. Keep up the great work. 10 years from now, what do you hope you see if you're sitting in these chairs looking up at the stage? What do you hope you see about this academy?
Come on, sorry. She named her daughter after me. Oh.
It's about to be a whole problem.
We changed that baby name to
Look, see?
But that's your pumpkin. That's your buttons. But it's crazy because a couple years ago, I didn't even have an answer to that question. Couldn't even ask me if I see myself in 3 years. I didn't have an answer. But in 10 years, I'm gonna have me a grooming shop. So for anybody who got, y'all catch y'all dogs, come bring to my shop. Groom me, and on top of that though, cause I gotta get that to Brian, cause Brian put a little bug in my ear, and it kind of stuck with me. Yeah, that's gonna be my business, my shop. I have my shop, but still, don't just play with it. I gotta go full force. So I'm gonna try to, I ain't gonna try. I'm gonna do them years to be a full veterinarian doctor all the way. Not just all the way. So yeah, that was, and that always been my dream since I was a kid. And like when I came to NSA, when they asked me, I'm like, what you want to be? I had to think, I'm like, oh, so I'm like, I don't want nobody to laugh at me, but that's really my dream. I love animals. So I had kind of wasn't from there. That wasn't a goal to me no more. But when I came back here, I'm a stupid.
So, just real quick, so the 20 weeks. So when they first come in, we do a demographic intake, like a Cassie. So we get the background demographics of the grade, if parents are incarcerated, of domestic violence. We go through the whole soup to nuts because we need to know how we're treating our young brothers and sisters for 20 weeks. Some of the things are icebergs, right? We don't get all the information because they're still learning to trust us. But during the weeks, when they meet with their big brothers and sisters, again, those terms are important. The titles, right? The titles hurt them. The titles hurt them from the experience. So when they get with their big brothers and big sisters, they do a weekly report, a case management report. And before they get their stipend, they have to do a budget. What you gonna spend this money on? We even include Black and Miles, right? Because this is realistic time for them. We can't, even to how they speak. And we practice public speaking every day. So if they look comfortable to you, that's because we do it every day. But everything we do from job readiness, and if, like Star said, if she wanted to be a veterinarian, we have to give her realistic goals. Okay, we're gonna start in PetSmart first. Let's apply for a job in PetSmart. Let's do, volunteer services in the Humane Society. So we're not gonna give them goals that they can't meet. We give them measurable goals. So, yeah. Let me stop.
My question was, I should have known you was gonna get my question asked. But I just want to say to all of you how inspiring you are to sit at this table and to see you all so comfortable and so proud of where you are. And it's like you can feel the love, but the love isn't just love that you've gotten. I feel like you all now love yourselves. Right. And I can see it in your faces as you're standing there. So I got a question for you. There are some mayors sitting around. I say, well, mayors, will you all raise your hands so they know where all the mayors are? So as we leave Newark, we're only here for a couple of days and we go back to our cities to do this work. What's the one piece of advice you would give us as mayors?
So, growing up, like Star was talking, as we kids, we know what we want in life, right? We're so young. I want to be this, I want to be that. But as we grow up, we sort of lose faith in that, and we forget. We forget exactly what our plans was as a kid, and what our careers. And when we get to school, we talk about our career. We don't know what it is for real, because when we say this, let's imagine it. You got to think about something realistic, and they talk about these 9-to-5 jobs. That's not as realistic for us, and we think about it, now I gotta work 9 to 5. So we lose faith in our real actual dreams and lose faith in how we're gonna get to our career because we're too busy busting it down for these 9 to 5 that we can't even think about our future. I think I could take back to the youth is help them not forget their faith.
Yes.
I really wanna say, who are you? Oh, hi. My name is Benaya. I am a former graduate from NSA from when it first started, from the very first cohort. I am now an employee of NSA. I really would like for y'all to take that to the youth, not even just to the youth, as adults too. Remind us how important we are. Because during our battles, our traumas, we tend to really forget who we are and how much we work, how much love it is, and how important we is. So a daily reminder of that, it builds your self-esteem, it builds your confidence, it builds who you are. So a hint of that and some love every day.
That's the recipe.
That's the recipe. There's another little dose in here, but once you get that to us, like I said, not even just to you. Like sometimes as an adult, we go through stuff like we forget, we lose track. But as you remind yourself of who you want, you just take that right person, the right voice, the right energy, and just remind us how important we are.
But it's just like Director Yuri said, give them the voice. Because they tell us what they want. It's not our case plan, it's their case plan. So they have all the information on what they want for their life. And that's how we lead, we follow them. But we keep them on guard.
So I just want to put something. I'm gonna wrap this up. But there's incidents where other institutions, like different Lincoln Tech, for example, young people want to go there. They get to the institutions, and the people don't really. They need the money, but they don't really care about the individual. So they get discouraged when they get into those situations where money is being discussed. They don't know how to handle it, so they back out. I've been through that before. So they back out and panic, don't know what to do. But we don't want to hear that, right? Because we going up there too. Right? That's the support that they need. That doesn't happen everywhere. Like if a kid get out of a situation and he needs support, who's going to go with him? His family can't go with him. Who's going to go? That means we need to go. I'm going to let Bree, and then the question for the man, and I'll let Bree explain because he wanted to speak.
How you doing? My name is Alfred Bree. This is my first career at NSA. Man, for 5-6 months. I graduated, I got my diploma. Now I attend Lincoln Tech down in South Plainfield for welding. But to answer your question, if I get off track, I honestly feel like when y'all do go back to your cities, you should have it ran by people who can relate to the kids.
Yeah.
You can't just put them in the room with strangers just because they have a degree and expect to run the program the right way. That's not how it works. Out here, everybody is nobody's a stranger. We all been through the same thing. They just over.
Now, so first and foremost, we're all here looking at the broader issue of public safety, engaging our young people. No disrespect to anything that we talk about. I think this is going to be the most impactful thing that I'm going to experience. But your statement segues into my question. My question was going to be, the critical component of how do you select your team, right? How did you go about staffing and knowing the people who were right to lead this program? Because, you can look on a resume, right? You can look at people who have a skill set in terms of education, but there's a different feel, right? And so I want to, gain from you on that.
So that's a beautiful question. I'm grateful that you asked that question. So Sa, I've known Sa for 30 years of my life. She used to be a law enforcement officer in the city, but that's been my best friend since I was a kid. The little sister who's trying to hide, get over here, Miss J. We helped raise your mom when she was a kid, right? And it's just the lifestyle shack. My brother grew up with me, Elevation, Uncle Mook, don't hide, get over here, Mook. Brian, go over here. So me and Saab went over this thing. We fought tooth and nail for this. When it comes, just learning from working at other organizations, they just work there. We live here. Right? And if we live here, then that means it has to be a family. It has to be family. Right? And we fought tooth and nail for this. And I'm like, we need family.
That's right.
Because family is the only thing, the only component that's missing in the community.
That's right.
Right? And they fought for 450 years to disrupt that. We're not going to allow them to do that even while we at work. Right? So this is my family. These are my brothers and my sisters at the end of the day, and that's how I chose my team.
Appreciate that.
But I'm HR, let me just not just nepotism, right? Yeah. But he has 30 years of experience working anti-violence. I have over 17 years law enforcement and also 20 years grassroots, nonprofit, Integrity House, Covenant House, and Youth Build. So with the collaboration of himself and myself, we were able to really strategic move the program along with what the mayor vision is, making sure we stay in line with the vision. Ms. J, her background is she worked at NJIT. She ran team programming and she was the team director at the Boys and Girls Club. So yes, nepotism family, but the experience also. So then we have Warren Johnson, who was a football coach. So he gives the life skills, him and Shaq is life skill coach. Brother Elevation, he teaches the knowledge itself. He's from the original Street Academy in Harlem. So yes, we're family, but it is our background experience that make sure that we talking to each other, and then we piggyback, making sure we passing it through Director Halisha, Director Keisha, you know, to making sure that checks and balances in order. But you still have to have the professional background. But however, we do have some staff entry level that don't have the experience, like Algebra said, right? And so we give them a chance, and that's where Janelle Walker comes in at. She didn't have the experience, but it was her passion that if we say, Nelly, we need you to rock out till 12 o'clock in the morning, this ain't on pay, she gonna rock out because she know what it's like to bring these kids here, and they have the relationship. So we do take people without the experience, but the passion has to be there. My apologies.
No, you got it.
And I also, so Howard?
Yes.
So through NSA, Mayor Baraka, Brick City Peace Collective, Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery, we launched a Guaranteed Education pilot program, and we are paying for 40 students education in college right now. It is on the city, it is through Brick City Peace Collective, because what happens after here, right? What happens next? And we took the students that had a 1.8 to a 2.5 GPA. We took the students who had a parent that was incarcerated, mom or dad had to be incarcerated, you had to be a victim of violence, and right now we made a commitment that your college education is on us, right? So I saw Sahara up here. She's over at St. Elizabeth University. She has a 3.0 GPA right now. And we also, I spoke a little bit about my story earlier, but we also understand that the only difference between us and them is opportunity, right? So how do you create opportunities where opportunities never existed before? And that's why we use our funding to make sure these kids have the wraparound services, the resources, and the support after here. We did all we can to get them here. Now we got to make sure we're responsible for them even after this point. So just wanted to make that right.
So we're going to close out at this point. If all hearts and minds are clear.
And please take the beverages, the snacks, those for you guys.
We will definitely take them. Going back to the breakout sessions that they have, but like Mayor Lumumba said, like this is always the hard part, right? Why people need to come here see the work, because they are the reason, right, that we do this work, like for no other reason. And so like this is probably gonna be, like you said, the most transformational, informational, inspirational, piece, because you hear it right from them. There's no slideshow that you can do. There is no magic show that you can do, because they want to tell you what it is and what it's not. And so this is part of the ecosystem that we talked about. You got to have all the pieces, right? And so this is our centerpiece, and we're so proud of them. Wouldn't be able to do it without you all. Thank you all.
And Director, before you close, because we never closed the room, you guys have to participate in our closeout.
Yes, ma'am.
So one of the students will count us out, and when they say 3, 2, 1 on 1, we say word is bond, bond is life, because our bond is all we have, right? And so when the students count us out 3, 2, 1, we all say word is bond and bond is life. Teresa?
Oh, baby Tootie.
Come on, baby. Count us out, baby. 3, 2, 1.
Word is bond, bond is life. Thank y'all.
All right.